Scorpio, stop scrolling for 1 second and breathe, because something is lining up for you that doesn't feel like luck the way the world defines it. It feels like pressure releasing. It feels like the moment right before a locked door finally gives. And if you click this message, it's not because you're bored or curious, it's because a part of you has been sensing the shift already. The quiet build-up, the strange calm, the way your instincts keep whispering, something is coming. December 17 isn't just another date on a calendar for you. It's a spotlight, a turning point, a double luck strike that doesn't arrive as chaos, but as clarity. Like the universe drawing a straight line through all your delays and saying, "Here, this is why." You've been strong in a way most people don't understand. Not loud strong, not showy, Scorpio strong, the kind that survives in silence, the kind that keeps moving with a steady face while the heart is doing battle behind closed doors. You've carried financial stress, emotional pressure, responsibilities nobody thanked you for, and you kept showing up anyway. You've had moments where you felt like you were building a future with invisible hands, laying bricks in the dark, and sometimes you wondered if life even noticed. It did, it does, and now the current is changing direction, not in theory, in motion. On December 17th, the energy around you shifts into a rare alignment, one that feels like double luck, but is actually deeper than luck. It's timing meeting readiness. It's expansion meeting courage. It's the moment your inner work finally has a place to land in the outer world. You may feel it as sudden clarity about your next step, or a surprising calm around money, or a sense that you're done negotiating with fear. That's not random. That's the doorway opening in your nervous system first. Because real breakthroughs always arrive internally before they arrive externally. Here's what I need you to understand. This isn't the kind of breakthrough that comes from you forcing your way through a wall. It's the kind that comes when the wall dissolves because you no longer match the version of yourself who was trapped behind it. For a long time you were surviving, working hard, hoping hard, carrying hard. But survival has a frequency. It's tense, it's defensive, it's braced for disappointment. And Scorpio, you've been living braced. You've been holding your breath in ways you didn't even notice. You've been waiting for the other shoe to drop, even when things were fine. That's what long seasons of uncertainty do. They train your body to distrust ease. Now the universe is asking you to do something that sounds simple, but feels like a spiritual workout. Receive without flinching. Let the good news stay. Let the help arrive without questioning whether you deserve it. Let the money flow without shame, without guilt, without that old voice saying, "Don't get too comfortable." Because the truth is, comfort is not a trap when it's built on alignment. Peace is not suspicious when it's earned through healing. And abundance is not dangerous when it's held with integrity. The double luck energy around December 17th can show up in different forms. For some Scorpios, it looks like a message, an email, a call, a reply that changes the direction of a plan you thought was dead. For others, it looks like an opportunity that returns after a delay, a payment that finally clears, a client who suddenly says yes, a door that opens because someone remembered your name at exactly the right moment. And for some, the breakthrough isn't a deposit. It's an idea, a clean, simple, profitable idea that lands in your spirit like a seed, and you just know it can grow. Don't underestimate that one. The biggest money often begins as a quiet thought you almost ignored. You might notice your intuition sharpening as this window approaches. Dreams feel louder, synchronicities tighten. You keep seeing repeating numbers, or hearing the same phrase from different places. It can feel like the universe is tapping you on the shoulder again and again, not to annoy you, but to wake you up. Scorpio, you are a sign of transformation. You don't get the easy storyline, you get the powerful one. And power always comes with a test, not a punishment, but a preparation. The test is usually the same. Will you trust your next chapter more than you trust your old fear? Because this is what double luck really is. It's when your external timing matches your internal maturity. It's when you're finally the version of yourself who won't self-sabotage what you asked for. It's when you can hold more responsibility, more opportunity, more money, without shrinking, without panicking, without giving it away, just to feel safe again. And yes, it's okay if that scares you a little. Fear doesn't mean no. Sometimes fear is just the nervous system meeting a new altitude. If you've been feeling restless, like something is ending, you're not imagining it. This is important. Your breakthrough is connected to a release. Something has to close for the new flow to arrive clean. That might be a habit that keeps draining you, a relationship that keeps confusing you, a role you've been playing that no longer fits your spirit. Or even an identity, the version of you who believed you had to suffer in order to deserve. Scorpio, that version is fading, and it can feel like grief, even when it's good. Endings are emotional, even when they're necessary. There's a sacred pattern in nature. The tree doesn't cling to the leaf once the season changes. It lets go, not because it failed, but because it's time. That's what's happening in you. You're letting go of what you used to tolerate. You're becoming allergic to what used to feel normal. And your standards are rising, not because you're demanding too much, but because your spirit is finally choosing what matches it. That is the real wealth upgrade before the money arrives. Now let's talk about what to do, because this isn't just a story to watch. It's an energy to step into. The biggest mistake people make during a luck window is they treat it like a lottery ticket. They sit and wait. But Scorpio energy is not passive. Scorpio energy is magnetic, and magnetism is built through alignment. So in the days leading to December 17th, do 3 things: simplify, listen, and move. Simplify means clearing space, physically, emotionally, digitally. Clean your environment like you're making room for a guest you respect. Because you are. You're making room for your future self. Delete what drains you. Unfollow what makes you feel smaller. Clear your desk. Clear your calendar where you can. Your nervous system needs room to recognize opportunity when it arrives, and clutter makes the soul sleepy. Listen means paying attention to your instincts without arguing. If you feel drawn to reach out to someone, do it. If you feel prompted to apply, pitch, post, launch, or revise something, do it. If you feel the urge to rest, rest. Scorpio. Sometimes the next door opens because you finally stopped forcing the wrong one. Listening is not laziness. It's intelligence. The quiet voice is often the accurate one. Move means take one aligned action each day, not 10. 1. The universe responds to consistent motion more than dramatic bursts. Send the email, update the resume, publish the content, make the call, start the outline, price the offer, write the plan. A breakthrough rarely appears for someone who refuses to prepare a place for it to land. And while you do all of this, hold one truth close. Money is not just currency. Money is energy with a story attached to it. And your old story might have been struggle, scarcity, guilt, or fear. Maybe you learned that money creates problems. Maybe you watched people fight over it. Maybe you were taught it was hard to come by, or that wanting it makes you selfish. Scorpio, let's cleanse that. Let's rewrite it. Money can be peace. Money can be stability. Money can be generosity. Money can be a tool for healing. Money is not your God, but it doesn't have to be your enemy either. Some of you are about to receive a breakthrough that feels almost unreal, and the first reaction might be disbelief. That's normal. But here's your practice. When the blessing arrives, don't shrink. Don't apologize. Don't rush to explain why you don't deserve it. Don't immediately spend it to prove it's real. Breathe, let it land. Let your body learn a new truth. Good things can happen, and nothing has to collapse afterward. If you've been praying, hoping, whispering into the dark, know this. Heaven doesn't always answer with noise. Sometimes it answers with timing. And timing is what December 17 is carrying. You may have heard the scripture, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." That line hits differently when you've lived through seasons where prosperity felt impossible. But Scorpio, the message isn't that your life will be perfect. The message is that your story is not done. The message is that your hardship was not the final chapter. Now I want to speak to the Scorpio who feels tired of hoping, tired of getting close and then watching things delay, tired of being strong. Listen carefully. Your fatigue is not a sign you're failing. It's a sign you've been carrying too much alone. And this breakthrough isn't coming to reward your exhaustion. It's coming to change the pattern. It's coming to reintroduce support. It's coming to show you that you were never meant to do everything by yourself. So when double luck strikes, it doesn't just bring money. It brings a shift in identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who barely makes it, and you start seeing yourself as someone who is provided for, guided, supported, and capable. That identity shift is the real miracle, because once you believe you are supported, you move differently. You speak differently. You choose differently. You stop entertaining what drains you. You stop settling for crumbs. You stop negotiating with fear. You may also notice that some relationships change around this time, not because you're becoming cold, but because your frequency is rising. Some people will celebrate you. Others will get weird. Some will suddenly want access now that you're shining. Be wise. Not everyone who claps is safe. Not everyone who smiles is sincere. Protect your energy the way you protect your money, because your energy is what creates your money in the first place. Here's a simple anchor for December 17th. Write down one sentence that describes the life you're stepping into. Make it calm, not desperate. Something like, "I live with steady provision and clear direction," or "I receive money in aligned ways and use it wisely," or "I am safe to succeed," then read it in the morning and at night for 7 days, not as a spell, as a rewire. Because repetition teaches the body what the mind already wants to believe. And if you feel called to use symbolism, numbers, colors, rituals, keep it simple and sacred. Gold is the frequency of worth and expansion. Purple is the frequency of intuition and protection. Wear one, light a candle, sit in silence, place your hand on your chest and breathe like you're telling your nervous system, "We don't have to fight today." That's not aesthetics, that's alignment. Now let's talk about the moment itself, the moment the breakthrough follows. It might not look like fireworks. It might look like an ordinary Tuesday that suddenly turns holy. A message lands, a door opens, a yes appears, a release happens. and you realized the universe wasn't delaying you, it was positioning you. Sometimes the miracle is not the money itself, but the way it arrives, clean, correct, aligned, with peace attached. And Scorpio, when it happens, I want you to do one thing that most people forget. Witness it, name it, say it out loud, write it down, share it if you feel safe. Because what you witness, you expand. What you name, you claim. Your testimony becomes your anchor. It tells your mind, this is real. And it tells your spirit, we can trust again. If you're still here with me, then you already know this wasn't just entertainment. This was a mirror. And here, near the end, I want to offer a soft truth that protects your path without breaking the magic. This message is a story carried on frequency, a reflection of possible timelines, a lighthouse for intuition, not a contract, not a guarantee, not a replacement for your own wisdom or practical decisions. Take what makes you feel grounded, brave, and clear. Leave what doesn't. Let it pass like wind through a doorway. Because the purpose is not to control your future with fear, but to empower you to meet it with presence, discernment, and faith. Scorpio, December 17th, carries double luck, but you are the one who chooses what it becomes. Luck is the spark, your alignment is the fuel, your action is the match, your faith is the steady hand that doesn't panic when the light arrives. And your breakthrough, your big money breakthrough follows, not because you begged loud enough, but because you became ready enough. So here is your invitation. If your spirit feels seen, if your chest feels warm, if something inside you whispered yes, then anchor it. Comment below, I am ready for my breakthrough. And if you feel bold, add this, I am safe to receive. Because that one sentence can change everything. It tells the universe you're open. It tells your subconscious you're serious. It tells your nervous system it can stop bracing. Thank you for being here, Scorpio. Not just for watching, but for choosing to come back to yourself. Every comment, every time you stay until the end, it's not just engagement, it's energy. It keeps this sanctuary alive. It helps the right message find the right soul at the right moment. And I believe this deeply. What's coming next for you isn't just money. It's relief. It's clarity. It's stability. It's the kind of provision that feels like God saying gently, you can exhale now. Stay open. Stay grounded. Stay honest. And when the breakthrough arrives, don't run from it. Let it stay. Let it heal you. Let it become the beginning of a new chapter that finally feels like home.